You'd known Mr. Ratan Tata, and both the groups, yours and his, is a family business group. It's known as a family business group, and history says all of it, that all the family businesses group had played an enormous role in, in Indian economy, even at the World Forum. Now new generation coming in the family groups, and their views may or may not align with their fathers or grandfathers. Is there any word there how they should go about it, and how they continue to sort of contribute in the Indian economy?
Well, I think the Tata Group is a very good example of not necessarily a family group, okay? Because as you know, the history, okay, their founders eventually gave all their shares to charity. So it's the Tata Trusts which basically own Tata Sons, which then owns the rest of the group. I think that's a very different structure from the way normal family businesses in India, where the families themselves directly own those businesses. But on the intergenerational issue, I mean, what I see today is that in almost across the board, the next generation is always smarter than the previous, okay? And I think you will see that their contribution, it will be enormous. And if they don't have adequate experience, there's enough ways to, have structures to do that. So family businesses around the world, I mean, even in the United States, you may have some very large corporates which are not owned by a family, right? But the majority of businesses are owned by families, and most of them are small SMEs. So I don't see an issue at all. I mean, the Tata example is actually a good example for the world, that, how a family have been able to perpetuate their ideas through the structure of a trust. There are other countries in the world which also have similar type of structures, where the trusts end up owning the businesses. I mean, it's not well known, but for instance, Rolex, the watch company, actually is owned by a foundation, you see. So there's no reason why this idea cannot be perpetuated. I think we must look at sustainable structures in the corporate, and there are many models, and they all coexist, and they will.
One of the very important scheme government has announced, the internship scheme, the PM Internship Scheme, and of course a lot of companies are participating in that. Do you think this entire purpose and the intent to create a job, they have given some target of 1 crore in 5 years. So you think this will sort of help youth to get jobs, and the job situation will be resolved through such a scheme?
See, I have a pet theory, okay, which is that in India, if you ask somebody to work with their hands and be a mechanic, be a plumber, okay, it's always sort of society looks down on it, okay. If you have a BA degree or an MA degree, then you're somebody, okay. Now, whether you have a job with a BA and MA is a separate issue, okay. But I think plumbers can be billionaires also. There's no reason why they cannot. So I think what we have to start with is to say that, we respect work by people who use their hands and their skills. Okay, that's very important for society. I think there needs to be a shift in society to appreciate that everybody doesn't rush off to do a BA or an MA. You see, because there's very good money to be made if you're a highly skilled welder, a highly skilled plumber, electrician, etc. So why don't we also celebrate, this sort of thing?
Absolutely.
And then if skills can become, universal, there will be a demand for it. Every company that I know of is short of skilled people, right? What do they do? What do the companies do? They have their own training programs to take care of their own needs, okay? Plus CSR money also goes in training people, So this is one more layer. The Prime Minister's program on internship is a good idea. But I think it starts at the bottom to say that we respect people who work with their hands.
And you think that there should be some sort of job certainty should be there also?
But the jobs are there for a vibrant economy like India. There will be no shortage of jobs if you have skilled people.